Does that tripod have a iPhone connection? No.
It's just like a thumb drive connection for that camera. We've got 3 or 4 of those that we can set like a full 360 in the studio. What's going on, guys? What's up, Grozilla? We'll kind of wait for everybody to get logged back in here. Welcome back, welcome back. Got L-Dog in the studio with us right now. Pulling it down. Just got his ass kicked on the March Madness bracket.
Wasted.
Fucking wasted on the March Madness bracket. Who'd you have winning the tournament?
Houston. I still got Houston still alive.
You got Houston. I got Indiana.
Yeah, but I got them losing to Arizona, and they lost in the first round.
Nice.
So yeah, it's pretty much fucked.
On BK.
First day.
Real McCoy, uncut. Okay, Krusty, I'll get you back in here. Been pretty good live so far. So, Smoke? Smoke, you should have those beans any day.
Yeah. Oh, you know what those things are.
I was talking to Smoke, Krusty. You should have yours too, though. Yours look like they're well on their way. They made the big travel. Wait for TerpFi3nd to get back in here. We'll get ready to roll it again. I would say, Krusty, we could just keep the names from the first live here, part 1, and if we have to, if they're not in the live chat, I'll look them up and we can just take the name off or whatever, and we'll update it and spin it again like we usually do. Alien sour apple, that sounds pretty good. I got some Discord questions I'm going to ask too, guys. Those of you that chimed in with the Discord on my Discord channel on live sessions. We'll get Terp back in here and we'll ask some of those questions. And here he is right here. Guess who's back? Back again. Terp is back. Tell a friend. All right, real quick, those of you that are tuning in right now, if you've already entered a fire emoji symbol into the live chat, you don't have to worry about doing that right now. If you're new to the live stream right now, go ahead and enter a fire emoji symbol into live chat, and Krusty Crops will get you up on the Wheel of Dank, where you can enter to win a chance, or to enter to win a free C-Pack from either TerpFi3nd or myself. And so I'll go ahead and match him one right now, right off the rip, and then we'll just jump right back into our conversation, Terp, all right?
Sounds good to me, man. I'm going to pack this book.
All right, cool. I see BK in the freaking live chat. We'll throw one of these out. So this got SFV crossed with Funk Punch. SFV clone came from BK Roller, his personal genetic library. I took that mom and I pollinated it to a Funk Punch select male from the 2021 outdoor crop that I brought inside, cleaned up from a sample size of around like 124. So, and this one kind of stood out the most, was the first to kind of really sprout out of the ground and has a short kind of stalky structure on the male end. And then classic SFV, all you that have smoked that kind of know what to expect with that. So go ahead and give him like, I don't know, 10 seconds here, Krusty, and we'll go ahead and spin the wheel, and Terp and I will get right back into the conversation. What are you smoking on, man?
Banana Punch.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's gnarly. It's awesome. Anything banana. Like, I'm just a sucker for banana.
OG.
Anything banana. Anything heavy myrcene.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, you know, I knew you were going to be on tonight, so I wanted to make sure that I had my big book of terps right nearby, just in case we needed to look up any information right on the fly. So,
yeah, for sure.
As of date, with this book, before we went live tonight, I counted 35 different terpenes in the book. So there's probably more at this point, but it's interesting, man. It's a whole nother area, a whole nother world.
Does it log any of the greater poopines, your fesamine, all of your greater diarrhea smells, all of the spoiled food that pretty much falls into the poopines category? I'm going to bet you $100 the word poopine is not in that book.
Poopine is not in here. I just confirmed with you.
Okay, cool. Yeah, nah. I made that up some years back, and I don't expect to see it in any official literature. That would be hilarious.
But that poop smell is a specific. I would assume. I had read some stuff on Instagram here, and I kind of want your opinion on this. All right, now you probably saw the same post. I think a lot of people in the live chat have. First, let's go ahead and let's spin this wheel. Before we get into this, Krusty, run the wheel and let's get this seed pack away real quick.
Whoever just asked, yes, I have deep chunks still.
SFV times Funk Punch. Sign up for the Discord. You can find my Discord in the link tree. And then just go through the verification process. You'll see the description that I have from my notes on both of these plants up on that channel.
Grower Zim, congratulations.
Grower Zim. Nice.
Free speeds.
Get that for me, Krusty, and we'll get it going. Krusty Crops, everybody. Give Krusty Crops a follow if you're not following them already. Good. All right, man. So I read some interesting stuff about terps, and this is from a recent IG post within the last few days. I'm just going to read it, and it goes like this. It says, terps have come to mean anything that contribute to scent. Much of the scent of cannabis is due to non-terpene volatiles, including esters, aldehydes, thiols, and
aldehydes.
Yeah, aldehydes, thiols, and various modified alcohols.
Yeah.
Scent is an orchestra of compounds that is well beyond terpenes, which is only part of the story. So
absolutely.
Please stop referring to cannabis aroma as terps.
No.
Can't make gas with terps. Can't make most fruit aromas with terps.
So there's a little bit in there. There's a little bit in there we got to dissect. First of all, gas in cannabis isn't really very gasoline-y. It's more of like a spoiled mustard and vinegar with some pine. Like it's really not, as we think of gas, like the term that people actually use for strains that are gassy, your heavy OG Kushes, your SFVs, like you were saying, like we call them gas, but that's pretty much the closest thing to it. But that's not really gas. It's not gasoline like petrol. It doesn't smell like the gas pump. Like it really doesn't. Past that, most of that is absolutely true. Here's the problem that we have generally in cannabis testing, is that most of the testing that's being done is being done for very simple commercial purposes. Pesticides, if they do terpene tests at all, it's usually extra and you have to pay extra for it. So most places don't do it as a general, rule of business. And so they're really just looking for THC, cannabinoid content. So that's what they use to market is cannabinoid content. And, they have to do pesticide testing, at least in Colorado and older legal states that have pesticide rules. They have to do that for just, legal purposes. But the only test they're paying for, generally speaking, is just a basic cannabinoid, how much THC is in it, can I sell it with any CBD, stuff like that. There was probably only a couple instances, and it usually related directly to something specific that a company was doing. In my time in Colorado, with people that were paying extra for terpene tests just to have them. And you see them occasionally. Like occasionally they come by, but nobody's testing for thiols. Nobody's testing for aldehydes. Nobody's testing for that stuff. If somebody actually were to run a broad spectrum test of what is actually in that sample, they would come back with hundreds of different things. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it would be off the. So there's tons of stuff that we don't even test for commonly, so we don't really know, a broad spectrum of what's actually in cannabis. What we've seen is generally the kind of here and there things that when people test for terps, that's generally what they're, once again, it's a marketing thing. You don't you as just a Joe Schmo, no, you or I, we don't have our own large scale facility. You can't really get tests done. So testing isn't something that just anybody off the street can pay for and say, hey, I want to have my sample tested. Can you run it for thiols and aldehydes and various other things that we can, test for that are here. But yeah, people have done that research. That stuff is old hack. Like that, we know that there's a ton of other stuff that's in there, but a lot of what is responsible for the odor portions a lot of it is terpenes, especially monoterpenes in fresh product. Oh, that didn't go up.
Sorry, I had an audio issue there, Terp.
Yeah,
I got you on the last part. I have a Discord question here. We got a couple of them that popped up on the Discord server that I kind of want to go through and just kind of ask you right here, right off the rip. Yeah. So let's see. This one comes from Beazle. Goes by Beazle Buds on IG. What are you looking for in a strain? Flavor, yield, hash makers, mold resistance, flowering time. You've dipped into this a little bit tonight in the conversation, but and I've heard you say this on other live streams, but go ahead and fire away, my friend.
So kind of in the hierarchy of those instances, the audio is bad still.
Oh, hang on. Let me get this.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's picking it up it's picking it up. There we go. Much better.
Good. We're
Looks
good?
like you're on video for there we go. All right, we're much better. In the hierarchy of those questions, like what are you looking for? These days, flavor, number one. Flavor, odor, number one. Extractability, number two. Stability right there with it. And then it gets into, weight, structure. I generally... I'm sorry, I was reading comments. I generally kind of look for, resin yields over flower yields. So it's one of those things that I would definitely rather have a strain that people are raving about that makes great hash than a strain that just throws the biggest buds you ever saw in your life. So resin content for sure.
Nice. Yeah, and this kind of leads into the next one. This was from Uncut Bush on Discord. He says, what is the biggest contributor to resin gland production in plants, in your opinion?
Genetics.
Yeah, that's about
genetics and then plant health, I think, are probably the two things. Like I always tell people, if you're looking for a way to maximize resin production, having healthy plants from the moment they're born, whether that be clones, whether that be seeds, having healthy plants all the way through is probably the best way to increase resin. But naturally, genetics is probably going to be number one. We are seeing, as we can kind of fine tune light spectrums and things like that, I think we are starting to see, kind of how that can affect resin production overall, terpene production, oil production. And it becomes one of those things where, I think generally extractability, it comes down to genetics.
Mm-hmm.
Just because you're looking for large trichomes that have more oil than wax, you're looking for things that have, that separate well, whether you're, looking for washers or stuff that just produces tons of oil for extraction.
All right, Krusty, welcome back into here. If you're just jumping into the live chat right now, go ahead and throw up a fire emoji if you haven't done so already. Krusty will get you up on the wheel of dank. We'll spin that here coming up. I got one more message coming in from Discord. This one says, this is from Strain Station. And I used his Royal Limes for some crosses I did. Please tell him I love his choice of names, especially the Monster Island ones. Are you a big fan of those classic movies?
Yeah, I'm definitely a fan of kaiju movies. Mm-hmm. I did a whole line of Mecha Godzilla, stuff like that. So I'm definitely a fan of that sort of stuff. Yeah, absolutely. Old cinema to me, when I think old school cinema in general, to me, generally speaking, that's, your Freddy Krueger movies, your Nightmare on Elm Street, your Jason slasher films. But yeah, huge kaiju fan.
Yeah. Yeah, I am too. I mean, that's the shit I grew up on. I mean, I was like scared to go to sleep at night after watching some of the original Nightmare on Elm Street. You know, it was like all my older cousins were watching that shit. So,
I want to say
86.
shout out to BK Roller. I think you mentioned one of his cuts before. I haven't talked to that guy in a while. His comment was the one that made me stop dead in my tracks. Like him and IROC have now done that, and I apologize, but this shit I see scroll through, and it's hard not to stop and just laugh. You guys are awesome. I do
He's
want
a
to
good
say
dude.
IROC. I don't know if he jumped back in. That dude grew one of the top 2 or 3 best weeds I smoked in my entire time in Colorado since I got there in 2014. Like that dude grows dank ass weed.
Yeah. He's in the chat quite a bit too. IROC's definitely floating around on the scene. You can find him a lot on Instagram. Give him a follow if you're not following him already. And yeah, BK's usually in the server over on Discord hanging out. I got the
Good people,
SFB
good
from him,
people,
and I got
man. Good people.
a Banner 5 from him as well. So, well, Krusty's got the wheel up. I say let's throw one out. Terp, if you're down, I'm down.
Yeah, man. I got one. If I need to throw 2 down for one of these people, man, but I don't care. Whatever we need to do, one at a time. Whatever you tell me, man.
Let's do one at a time. You know,
Yeah, that's fine.
you
How
do
about
one, I'll do
how
one.
about
You do
this?
one, I'll do one.
I'll pick a strain this time if it's just easier. The block knocker is one to absolutely have, so we'll do the block knocker on this one.
Go. Block knocker going up. So last 10 seconds here, enter fire emoji, and then Krusty get you up on the wheel of dank, and then Krusty will get ready to run it, brother. I'm kind of losing you tonight, man, in and out on connectivity issues, I feel like.
Me?
Yeah, internet's crazy.
Krusty.
Oh, yeah. Got you. Yeah, man, I haven't found these do really well with 3 people or more. I think it's like that's kind of why I've been doing the 2, you know, with me and Mac and like me and other friends. You know, it's everybody. There's more chance that something doesn't go right. Mean Green, congrats.
Mean Green, let me make sure Mean Green's in the chat here. Mean Green was in the chat. No. We're running it back, Krusty. Miller Lite, eh? Spark one up. Winner!
Hey, that's good, people. I know that guy.
There you go. Who's that?
Shore Extractor. I know that guy.
Cool. Yeah, let's make sure we got Extractor in the chat. I don't see him in the chat anymore.
Oh, sure.
Have to update that one, Krusty, and we're running it back.
Running it back. It's the first one we've had to do a couple of times, man. It's usually 7 or 11. No whammies, no whammies, no whammies.
Who's that, Krusty? Zoom back a little bit. Oh, there you go. Center. Let's make sure Center's in their chat. I saw them in the chat earlier. Yep. Nice. Cool. There you go. Turk block. Then we got was it block what? Block rocker?
Block rocker, yeah. Block knocker.
Block knocker. All right. I'll do one. I'll match you one here, and we'll jump back into it, Terp. I'll do, let's do, I like kind of passing these out, these last couple ones. We'll do this one. It's Star Dog times Funk Punch, Star Dog Corey cut. It's gifted to me. So if you're on Discord, I got the description up with this, where I got this from. Going to be kind of interesting. Tester seeds going out, so shipping on me. F1's 10 seeds in the pack. And I'm going to give them the last 10 seconds here, Terp, and then we'll get ready, or Krusty, and we'll get ready to spin it one more time, and then we'll jump right back into the conversation. Yeah, because I want to talk to you about this deep chunk.
Yeah, I love talking about deep chunk.
All right, Rusty, let's spit it. All right, this one's for Star Dog times Funk Punch.
Golly. Another one of the homies.
Nice. Make sure it's
Hopefully he's here.
I'm going to check it up one more time. Let's see.
Scott, tell me you didn't leave. Didn't stick around.
All right, we're running it back, Krusty.
Two of the homies that have lost out. Scully Babe can have anything that I have anytime, and he knows that. So that's funny. Oh, this one was for one of your packs.
Yep.
That dude's been growing my shit for years.
BK.
BK roller. Shit, yeah.
I hope BK up anytime. He's like, whatever, I can get anytime. Let's get ready to run it back. Let's jump back into the conversation here. What do you say? So talk to me a little bit about pineapple meatball, Terp. I know it's meat breath crossed with pineapple sorbet. Talk to me a little bit about more from like the dad's lineage, that pineapple sorbet that you selected.
So that's
why you selected it.
Yeah, it was an aficionado strain. It's essentially a heirloom pineapple Thai crossed to F3 in the Pines. That was crossed to a Skittles F11 Magnum Opus. Now, I got to be honest with you. I popped a lot of seeds. I've seen a lot of dank. I've seen a lot of weed in general. It was one of those strains that you see and you almost don't believe. Like it just, not even, it's visually appealing, but the profile was something I'd never seen before. But like a lot of those Cali, kind of heirloom California genetics, they're bred for a Pacific Northwest environment. They're usually not genetics-wise, not long-term indoor growing strains. So, finding one that works for all of your purposes and finding something that kind of, like you said, checks all those boxes. How does it extract? How does the terps, do the terps come through in the extracts? And that's kind of, once I found, started working with the pineapple sorbet, and for what it's worth, man, Leo has told us before, like it was the one that we worked with was one of the best that he's ever seen from that line. And it was, the terps are unbelievable. Like when I say complex, like I've seen most of our modern hybrids, most of what we share, most of the really terpy, unique stuff, but the sorbet was just different. Like it's incense. If you told me it was pineapple candy, if you told me it was pretty ladies sitting by the pool with fruity drinks, like it's very tropical, but at the same time, like we've seen a lot of the Thai come through in some phenos. So I just found one not too long ago with the F3s. Like I didn't do a ton of work with it yet, but it was just all black pepper. It literally was like a jar of black pepper. Like there was almost no fruit, there was no candy, there was no exotic incense. So like as we've done kind of other crosses with it into other stuff, we found a lot of really interesting stuff. So like with the pineapple meatball specifically, so many people have told me that it literally smells and tastes like Italian spices, meatballs, and pineapples.
Awesome.
And there's a lot of that with the meat breath. It really brings a lot of that kind of earthy spices. It's really interesting. And with a lot of the crosses that I've done with it, the goal has always been to say, if this is exotic, what else can we hit it with and make, even more branches to what's unique?
Which is
so like we also see those really weird unique things. Yeah. The new stuff is just literally, this was the end of me working with this particular line because I feel like once we get past F4s, then I'm bottlenecking one profile. Unless I'm doing open pollinations with 4 and 5 different profiles each time, which if we're going to do that, why are we just going to keep inbreeding it? Like you're kind of going against the goal of like inbreeding is just to make them all look and breed the same. That's to over filial breed. And once again, you mentioned the deep chunk. Like I've worked with the deep chunk for years and years and years, and they all look at this point. They all look and breed the same. There's not a whole lot of variation. There's not a whole lot of. It's Kush. It's Kush. It's Kush.
Did you do like any crosses with that deep chunk?
Yeah. I've done a bunch of crosses. I worked with it for years. Like I first found it on IC Mag in like either the really late 90s or the early 2000s. I want to say like maybe early 2000s. But it just in trading and finding other stuff, it kind of ended up on my lap. And it was one of the most medicinal strains that I had ever worked with. This is before I really understood kind of, what's going on there and why this was different and why this one kind of helped with things that other ones didn't. That's one of those things that I've worked with that line enough to know what happens when you take it to a certain point. And that's just not what I'm looking for. I'm always looking for different, unique. That's not over inbreeding. Inbreeding is I have one goal. I'm going to get there, and I'm going to get there as quickly as I can. That's the other thing. That's the other homie just mentioned, going back to the F2 with deep chunk will always shorten the flower time. Yeah, but the problem was that going back to the F2, you throw back in all those kind of wonky phenos that you originally have now gotten rid of, hopefully, by this point. So like with deep chunk, if we go back to the original seeds that everybody started with, there's a ton of phenotypic variation in that line still, even though they've been inbred past where most people would say there shouldn't be a whole lot of variation. There's definitely recessives, absolutely. But the beautiful part about kind of where we've gotten with it, and it's kind of to a point where it's another one where I'm done working with it, just for the simple point of I don't see the point in to continue inbreeding it when I've done, what I needed to do with it. I'd rather just go back to the original seeds and start a different project, and start a different line in the same direction and just with a different end goal in mind.
You've got the Lucky Charms out. You were talking about the F2s a little bit earlier. You did a bunch of crosses with that from a bunch of different mothers, it looked like. Talk to me a little bit about that.
Yeah, that was, man, it's one of those things that ends up in your seed box. You're looking for a project. I had some old school Lucky Charms. I was a huge deep Tiger's Milk fanatic all the way back to when I mentioned earlier I worked in a dispensary with a really nice cut. And so I fell in love with pretty much anything Appalachia. The Lucky Charms was the white cross to the Appalachia, which, if you're into the Tiger's Milk, it's a no-brainer. Like it's kind of a similar direction without getting too crazy with, the profile. Kind of that heavy, piney, cushy. With the Tiger's Milk, it was almost kind of more of a creamy thing.
Pre-98 Bubba, right? Is that what the Tiger's Milk lineage has got that? And some.
I think that's right. Yeah, I think that's right. I think it was a Bubba Kush. And the Lucky Charms is the white, chrome's white. And so it's, anything that thing touches is usually resin heavy. I remember once again in Denver or Boulder at one point, there was somebody that was running a really amazing Lucky Charms cross that they were making either solventless or hash or BHO with. It was amazing. Like it just dumped and it, did really well. And so I was like, I had them kicking around my seed box and I was like, let's see what we can do with it. It's a project just to have fun with. I've done F14 on the deep chunk. It just doesn't make sense to keep beating it, like I also made a ton of F14 seeds. And so there's just not a need to work it, I feel like at a certain point, if you're going to and the market is dictating what people want, right? There was a time where people wanted to pop 10 seeds and they wanted all 10 of those seeds to look identical. They wanted every one of them. No, it wasn't Kind Love. It wasn't Kind Love. They wanted all 10 of them to look absolutely. I'm responding to chat as well, and I'm so sorry that I'm getting distracted.
No, you're good. Go ahead. Do your thing. Definitely.
But essentially, I lost it. So if you're these days people want variety. People don't necessarily want to pop 10 seeds and every one of them to be the exact same thing.
Yeah,
most of the people that hit me up for seeds, Yeah, they want to be able to find something that's unique and that their friends don't have.
Yeah.
And that's so many people that I talk to. And that's why that, you know, a lot of people that have shopped with other people that have tried other seeds, a lot of people come to me and they go, what do you got that's different than everything else that I've ever seen? And that's usually my niche, is I try to keep something for everybody. So if you said, like, you know, I'm into gassy strains, I want to get you into something that's dank, but that's different than just basic gas. If you're into GMOs and you're into Kushes and you're into chems, you know, I want to get you into something that's dank and rancid. Oh, that's one of the conversations we're right back to, right? What has become the fetish of the poopines. So it's become an absolute fetish in the cannabis market for people to fetishize poopines, poopy strains. The shittier the better. If it smells like your balls, then it's hilarious and it's great, and that's what they're looking
Dead,
for.
rotten,
And it's spoiled
nasty,
food.
putrid.
The ranker, the better. But it has become a fetish, a small little, you know, people don't want to talk about it, but it's one of those like nasty in the corner, like I'm into that kind of things. And we've all been there, you know,
it's because
but
it's the
definitely
standout. It's standout when you open up the jar and you've got some of that. You're standing around people like at an event or wherever you're at, outdoors, indoors, and you open up a jar of something really loud like that. It's going to stand out and it's going to catch attention, and it's going to bring people over and be like, yo, what is that?
even if people think you shit your pants.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's the whole, once again, it's because it's borderlining on fetish, but it is a thing that it's not often discussed. But like when we get into those deep discussions about terps and the poopines, and it's one of those things that always comes around because you start to see the chat scroll and you start to see like, yeah, I'm kind of into that kind of stuff. What are you talking about there, man?
Rotten.
And you know, the GMOs, the GMO crosses, you know, the GMOs got this bad spoiled food, onion, body odor. You know, a lot of those chems, Southeast Asian descent strains, it's just known for that like musty, nasty, loud, funky toe, halitosis, you know.
Yeah. GMO, in my opinion, GMO is almost like the skunk of the 90s now in 2023. You know, it's so
Skunky.
out there, and it's not skunk. I'm not relating it to skunk, but
Yeah,
it's like
no. I
skunk
see
kind of had that offensive
Oh, yeah,
kind of, you know,
yeah.
like you wanted to like wash your hands or spray cologne before you went in certain places, and like the Visine and the whole nine.
Depending on when you pull them, a lot of those chem strains have a lot of skunk profile to them. It's just not simply skunk. It's got a lot of skunk, but then it's got some like leftover 3-day-old Thai food. Then it's got some like oniony kind of creamy notes, and like, you know, it depends on when you pull it. That's one of those strains that it'll go 11 weeks on you and it still won't look like it's ready to come out of the ground. And, you know, it depends on how much time you have to let everything mature and when you pull it and what the flavor ends up being.
Yeah, definitely. The longer the ride, the better for me personally. And like, just back to the scent in general, like when you can smell it before you can see the flower, like that flower is going to speak volumes already, man. When you're rolling up into some type of event or cup or whatever. So it's got to hit all the categories once you start getting on around stuff like that. Oh God, anybody give me a little bit? Yeah, the putrid church.
The gutters of Bangkok. That's hilarious. Like the gutters of Bangkok. Yeah, I mean, the funkier the better. And like I said, it's really become a fetish, not even to just be into those strains, but the descriptions of those strains. You know, people get really into, they're so complex. There's so much going on with a lot of those that it just really is, you know, it's become a thing.
So you got a lot of regular seeds. You do FEMs or no?
Nah. And man, it's just one of those that like could make more money. I could, you know, I know there's a niche there, but like I've always kind of found my lane and I do what I like. And you know, there's people that do that and do that well. It's the same thing with autos. You know, it's one of those things that like there's people that are passionate about that work, that want to do that for whatever reason. And, you know, they want to keep that market and it's not something I'm super passionate about. I've never been really into fem seeds. I'm a little old school in that respect of like, I want people to be able to take my seeds and breed with them if they want to. I want people to be able to find their 2 favorite strains and breed those 2 together if they want to. So there's a little bit of, I understand what the market is for femmes, but I also want people to take the things that I've done and go be creative with them on their own, and to do their own thing, to make their own seeds, to not be reliant on having to pay people for seeds even, and, you know, to really be able to take what I've done. If you found one of these crayons that I've made that looks great to you and you paint a masterpiece with it and it means something to you, then that's better to me than just I capitalized, took a bunch of people's money, doing something that I'm not really about and don't really love. And, you know, it's just, I love what I do, and I don't want to be forced to necessarily do it just because the market dictates that's what I have to do. And so there's a little bit of, I love what I do, and I don't want to have to really compromise and do something that I'm not 100% passionate about.
Fair. That's fair enough.
But like I said, other people do it and do it well. And there's tons of people out there that have been looking for that, and that scratches a niche for you. You know, I get why they exist. It's just never been my passion, so it's just not really my lane.
You're kind of out there bootstrapping it, lone wolfing it, if you will. You're promoting yourself. You're selling your own seeds. You type in terpene and look at different seed banks, search logs, and you're not going to find it. Why is that?
Man, I've worked with a handful of seed banks, and all right, man, we're here. So no, here it is. Here's the short answer, man, and it's a little more complicated than you think. It's just like I said, everybody can grow seeds for a year. Everybody can grow seeds for, you know, grow weed for a year or two. There's a lot of people that got into the seed market, especially 2019, 2020, 2021, because it was a super viable market. There was tons of money being thrown around the industry, and so everybody was a seed reseller. And a lot of those people operate strictly on commission because they're not the sort of places that want to place large wholesale orders. So at the end of the day, most of your big banks have stock they can't sell. There's only a couple out there that are, you know, that I would even recommend fucking with, just because they're, you know, to be honest with you, man, when you get into a consignment, that's another word for front. And anybody that's been in the weed industry long enough knows it doesn't work well. What's that?
Yeah, so could you explain that? The cosign.
Yeah.
So people that may
most seed banks
aware of that coming into this.
Yeah, absolutely. Most seed banks operate on consignment, which means that I give you the seeds, you give me the money when you sell the seeds, right? And so what a lot of people did, a lot of banks, especially the biggest banks, what they did was they brought in all of this stuff, all of this inventory to look like they were bigger than they were, but they couldn't sell it. And when the bottom dropped out of the seed market after 2020, when everybody's quit spending their stimulus checks, then all these seed banks were left with huge amounts of inventory that they couldn't move. And it became bad. Once again, front is a terrible word to deal with in business. Unless you work in Fortune 500 and you know where them checks are coming from, and that's not how the weed world operates yet. You know, front is a bad word. It's just, I'm taking your product and now I'm responsible for it because I'm going to sell it as I feel like it. I'm going to market it as I feel like it. And I'm not necessarily beholden to when you get paid as the breeder. So I'm kind of old school in that. I don't really deal with that as a business model. Like, if you can afford to put in wholesale orders and you can sell my seeds, and that's fine. I'm going to do as much to promote you. Shout out Multiverse Seeds. Like you said, Dark Star. And those guys are good people. There's a couple smaller banks that I deal with that are good people and that, you know, are keeping up in today's day.
They're out there doing it, making it happen too, man. And I think that's a lot of it too, is, you know, really looking at who you're going to do business with.
Yeah.
You know, really kind of dig into that, like who they doing business with. You know, what are their ties with who, and what's the relationship like with them, and then you can kind of judge for yourself. But
here's the thing, man. When they're paying for the seeds, I don't have to care about what their business model is. When I'm fronting you the seeds, then it matters to me how much you're promoting me, how much you're promoting yourself, how much you're putting into this whole relationship of making this all work. And there's a certain amount of, everybody was a seed vendor in 2020 because the market was red hot and everybody could make money off of seeds. And if if you got in and got your shit sold and got out, a lot of people did that. A lot of people won't be here 5 years. A lot of people don't have 10-year plans in dealing with any of this. And so many of these people, once again, they're just making it look like they're bigger than they are. But most of what they have on the back burner is all consignment, shit they can't sell. It's all inventory that they can't sell already. And it's just a terrible way to do business.
Yeah.
And I mean, a shout out to
agree.
seed banks everywhere. They scratch a niche for a lot of people because a lot of people haven't realized that a lot of breeders are accessible, and a lot of people that are making seeds are people that you can contact. And if you can't contact the person that makes your seed, then that sucks. And
it's pretty easy to get a hold of them. Yeah.
It's just a nameless face. It's a website. Just go to the site. I don't know these people, but I got their seeds. I don't know. It just feels disingenuous. It just doesn't feel genuine. It just feels like a lot of, places that won't be around in a couple years. A lot of seed vendors have gone back to whatever it was they did before they realized the seed market was viable.
Krusty, let's turn it around to the wheel and let's get everybody entered in right now. So Krusty usually throws up a comment, but we've been kind of deep into it tonight. We got the TerpFi3nd.com up in the chat right now. So if you're listening live in the chat, go ahead and enter a fire emoji symbol if you have not done so already throughout the live session. And Krusty will get you up on the wheel of dank and we'll spin. Terp will hand out a pack. I'll hand out a pack. And then I think that'll probably be pretty good, man. We'll come into like a little outro or a little out plug here, and where people can find you and any shout outs, stuff like that. And get ready to wrap it up, my friend. It's been a pretty good one.
Yeah, you got some good folks in your chat, man. I gotta be honest. You got a good looking chat.
Yeah, they're solid, man. They're over on Discord too. So if you guys are on Discord and you're watching right now, TerpFi3nd is on Discord. Brainstrap's on Discord. Join up. We love you. Verify once you get in, you're good to go. And you can look at all the information on those channels that we've got on both of those servers. And then also give us a follow over on Instagram, as well as Krusty Crops running the wheel tonight. Been quiet, listening back, always keeping it in check on the books for us behind the scenes. And we appreciate that, man. So last, 20 seconds here, and we'll get ready to spin the wheel, Krusty. Terp, what are we giving away?
Now, let's do Lucky Charms F2.
Lucky Charms F2. You heard him. Yeah, I'm ready to wrap it up here, and we'll jump in. Train's getting ready to pop off over here, Terp. You got to come down and visit, man.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yes, I absolutely still pop beans all the time. I run 50-50, other people's shit, my own shit. Like, generally speaking, like.
All right, Krusty, let's get ready to spin it. Spin that wheel. Spin that wheel.
Let's see who stuck around. That's what this comes down to. This is inevitably about who stuck around through the chat.
We got 44 in the chat right now.
That's pretty good, man.
So
that's pretty good.
Let's back up a little bit here. We'll see.
I'll be honest, the ones that I've done of these, I've found that people tend to like these more when they can sit down and watch them themselves.
See, is that Little Farmer?
Little
Krusty?
Farmer.
Damn, Little Farmer coming in with the win. Let's make sure he's in chat here. Roger up, Little Farmer, if you're watching. Mike sleep? Is he sleep? Little Farmer's sleeping. Let's get him out of there, Krusty. We're running it back. Round 2. Fight. The grand champion. The world's last hope.
The world's last hope.
Just talked with him, I don't know, like a month ago. He was running some Donnie Burger. Let's see if he's still in here. I'm saying
looking good for you.
I'm saying there's a chance. We're running it back a third time, Krusty.
Only took us 3 spins last time. No whammies.
That's pretty good from Colorado to Australia as far as the delay. Good.
Yeah.
Krusty's streaming out of Australia right now.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Camp Hemp, local. See if you're in here. Rob,
I will say this.
Camp Hemp?
Those Aussies are passionate about their weed.
Yeah, he's a cool dude. He's killing it.
Shout out to all the Australian followers.
All right, Krusty, let's update it. Camp Hemp is not on the scene.
Mm-hmm.
Lucky Charms F2 still up for grabs. 4th time. The TerpFi3nd Wheel of Dank going down tonight.
Lucky Charms.
The Soldier, we're going to be doing some graffiti work with him. Look, it's cooking dinner. He won. Nice. He won the banner a couple weeks ago. That was nice.
Nice.
Yeah. See, that's what happens when you tune into these live streams. You win shit. Free shit on the house going out your way. All right, I'll send one of these. I'll do a banner. Banner 5, Funk Punch. 10 seeds, F1s, testers. Going out, shipping on the house, on me. Last 10 seconds, go ahead and hit the fire emoji symbol if you haven't done so already. Krusty will get you up on the wheel, and then we'll get ready to run them. Yeah, it's not too bad. Pretty cheap. I don't know, 15, 20 bucks. You know, it's like $4 or $5 to mail out the seeds. They don't weigh too much. Little custom packaging mailers.
It's just another pack going in the mail.
That's right. Yeah. And I'm excited to see how they perform and other people.
Somebody just mentioned the Valentine's bundle. So we've been doing mystery bundles for most of the months, like one each month, and it's kind of a deal between 3 to 10 packs of seeds. You kind of double your money no matter what you do, but they've been a pretty big hit. And shout out to my amazing wife, Terptown Tiff. She has been putting all the love into making sure they're gorgeous and they go out looking super fancy and festive, and but we fill them up with dank seeds, and it's kind of like this is a little bit of a gamble because you either get double your money or you could get 10 packs of seeds, and we do it all by random. So like literally I just pack up the seeds and then she packs the bags, and the least you're gonna get is twice your money. The best you could get is 10 packs of seeds. And so some of them are 4 packs, some of them are 5 packs of seeds, some of them are 6, but it's a great deal and everybody's loved it. We're going to do another round for 420. Nice. And that'll be an exclusive pineapple sorbet strain we're about to put out. And it'll only be available in the 420 bundles. So
damn. Yeah. No, I got you, soldier. It's coming my way. I got you, buddy. All right, Krusty, let's go ahead and run it. Spin that wheel. Little Saint D. Still in the chat. Roger up. Let's see. Oh, there you are, D. Very nice.
One shot.
I met D at the Connoisseur Cup like a year or two ago at Thanksgiving. At the, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, you've been there. Mm-hmm. So, what's up, Lab Coat? All right. Well, Terp, where can people find you? Obviously, TerpFi3nd.com. Man, it's been a good live stream. We got a lot of stuff, out there that I wanted to ask you. Discord community wanted to ask you. You're on Discord. You're here on IG.
Yep.
Email.
We're distributing our advertising like everybody else. So we're essentially trying to be less reliant on Instagram. So we are still doing our lives on Instagram, but then they're immediately uploaded to YouTube. So I have a link tree on my Instagram page where you can find all of my assorted, various social media platforms. But we're also doing shout out to Dank Chat on Wednesday nights at 9 Eastern. And then the OG chat on Saturday evening. You got a couple people in this chat I wouldn't mind having an OG chat sesh with. So maybe I'll reach out to a couple of these guys and see if they want to do a sit down and do the OG chat with. But this could get, seeing the people in your chat, that could get out of the rails real quick. But yeah, so the one on Wednesdays is really just me and the real Mac Blunts, and we just sessioned up for an hour and chatted up, and just good conversation. And then the Saturday show, the OG chat, is, you know, me trying to sit down with people that I've run into in the industry that have interesting shit to say. It's a lot of what growers and breeders and people talk about when it's just us chatting. And a lot of that stuff your average grower, your average fan doesn't really hear a lot of. So we try to, you know, kind of focus on the things that the jokes that we've all heard 1,000 times that maybe everybody else doesn't know about, the shit we've seen in grows that everybody hasn't heard about for sure. And, you know, we try to touch a little bit of everything.
Well, there you go. You heard it right here. So
TerpFi3nd.com.
TerpFi3nd.com. You know, I don't post these up to the Instagram page just because, you know, I don't want to get taken down. You and I both know how that shit works. It's fucking ridiculous. So this will probably be some stuff I'll transfer onto a hard drive or something and put up onto the Discord or something like that. I'll work that out with Beazle over on the Discord server. So
I got a Dropbox you can just drop these onto if you want, man. And we can put them on my YouTube, or we can put them, we can get them anywhere
Let's
else.
do that. Well, I'll talk after the stream here, and
110%,
we'll make it happen.
man.
You got my number in the inbox. Just give me a call and we'll figure it out.
Yeah, I got you.
All right.
Yeah, it was good, man. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Terp. Appreciate you, buddy.
Thank you, bud.
All right, Krusty. Well, that was another good one, boss. I appreciate you spinning the wheel as usual. Everybody, if you're not following, go ahead and follow Krusty Crops. He's the one spinning the wheel. International dude, good dude, been in the community on the Discord server as well. He's over there, pretty active. If you're not in the Brainstrap Discord server, you can join that at Linktree, which is the link in my bio, and just tap on that, and you'll be automatically invited into the Discord channel library, if you will. So it's kind of cool. Just a little Discord icon in Linktree, boom, you're good to go. Accept invite. So I've got some information over that way, as well as information pertaining to the Funk Punch F2s, which will be the testers that I'm rolling out to people with some of the Funk Punch crosses on some of the male or mother clones that I have back in the genetic library. And I got all that parent information as well as grower and breeder notes over on the Discord server. So thanks again, guys, for tuning in. Big shout out Beazle over on Discord, Krusty Crops, everybody, Terpfiend, everybody that was in live chat tonight interacting, and we'll make it happen. Well, we got BK and Betty want some testers, Brain want to give away a pack. Yeah, I gave away 3 tonight. I got you on the Star Dog though, but I can get you wherever you want with BK. You know that. Well, hit me up over on Discord. We'll talk over there. So much love, guys. Thanks for tuning in on the live tonight. Next week, I got, I'll be talking to a mom and pop cannabis breeding company, Bean Patch Seeds. And I'll also have a underground street graffiti artist that'll be doing a painting in the background as I'm talking with Bean Patch, him and his wife. So it'll be pretty cool. We'll have Krusty spinning the wheel, doing his thing, getting everybody logged in, and chiming in from time to time with whatever he's got his way. And then, what else?
Hey, Matt, I think that might be BK wanting to give away some packs.
Oh, cool. BK, what are we giving away? Chime in. Listen up, chat. BK's in the chat. He's giving away the fire. BK Roller on the block. There you go. SFV times Crippy. Bam! Bam! Get them logged in. Last 30 seconds. Throw the fire emojis up. We should have most of you, though. They've been watching the chat all night long. Krusty should have your information, so you should be good to go. BK coming in, saving the day right at the end, man. Perfect outro. Good live stream. Good 2-part sesh. What do you think, Krusty? What was your opinion? Critiques?
No, it was really good, man. A good chat.
Not too bad. Yeah. We'll do another good one next week. I got Bean Patch coming on, and then we got some other good ones lined up as well in the works. We'll bring BK and the Dark Horse guys back on for another re-up session soon. All right. Last 10 seconds here. SFV times Crippy. BK Roller style. All right, let's run it, Krusty. Yeah, they are going down, huh, Real McCoy? Boom! Defiant Seed Co. on IG. Let's see if you're still in the live chat. Defiant is not in the live chat. We're running it back, Krusty. Again, this is for BK's pack of SFV times Crippy. Dutch in the chat. I don't see Dutch. Scroll one more time. Dutch is not in the chat. Spin it back. Quite a few names on the wheel tonight. Extra large pepperoni. He's a kosher kitty winner on one of the first live streams. Let's see if he's still in here. I'm sure he is. Let me scroll one more time. Not in here. Get him off here, Krusty.
Yeah.
Number 4. Keep it going, man. Keep it going. You're saying there's a chance. We're saying there's a chance. Oh, Gorilla Grower. You know, that guy. The guy's super active. Let's see what is he on here. Oh, Gorilla, you better let me down. Oh, Gorilla Grower is not on here. He has left the live chat. Run it again. SFB times Crispy. That SFB mom throws down too. Love the freaking smell on that thing. Milwaukee.
Yeah,
Let's see if he's in here. L Dog, you in here? L Dog is probably live on his own Instagram right now.
pretty much.
L Dog is not in here. We're taking it back for number 6. This is the most we've went so far, right? 6.
I think so.
Usually we hit it by like 4, or hit a winner, anyways. $804
Green
Green
Ranger.
Ranger. That dude's pretty active too. Let's see if he's in there. Yeah, it's like March Madness. It's just getting crazy. Oh, he is. 804 is in here. Nice. Solid win, buddy. I see you. Good job. All right, Krusty, another good one in the books, brother. I appreciate your time as always.
Anytime, sir. Anytime.
All right, everybody. We'll see everybody next Thursday. Same place, same time. Much love. Thank you very much for tuning in. Give me a follow on Discord if you're looking at testing out those FPF2s, Funk Punch F2 line. And, yeah, big shout-out, BK, for throwing down the SFV times Crippy. Krusty's got that information, BK. I'll reach out to you and let you know on that. And see everybody next Thursday. We'll continue to spin the wheel. We've got a new guest coming on. We got the artist in the background. And Krusty on the wheel of deck making it happen. So much love. Thanks for tuning in.